back. So before we tie the fly, I'm going to tie a wee jig nymph. Now this wee fly is good for brown trout, but it's also good for the Dolligan, for any of the Dolligan anglers on the channel. Now before I tie the slat on, there's a whole lot of people sometimes maybe just get confused or just don't get this right first time. Now see here, this is the wrong way to have the slat. See the straight edge? You want to turn this bead around so that it's facing, just going to hopefully you can see this, with the round edge facing up, so that the bead just snugs up against the hook. Now before I set this, what I'll do is I'll do about half a dozen of these. So just get a wee bit of glue, just put it on the angled edge of the hook heading down towards the eye, and just bring that down nice and tight up against the eye of the hook, and just let it set, and just do about half a dozen of those, and then we'll come back and tie the fly. Okay guys, so now we're going to tie the fly. So the hook that we're using to tie this fly is just a wee size 12 jig hook, and the tungsten beads are a fooling mill, the slatted ones, the painted slatted ones. Now there are cheaper ones, they're not the cheapest on the market, but I find that the paint on the bead lasts longer. We're just going to use a glow bright floss to tie the fly, which is a glow bright number 8. So just come in behind the eye of the hook, behind the bead, sorry. Just work our floss down until we're past the point of the hook. Trim away our floss, the tail. You're just looking some pheasant tail. Now take a decent pinch off. This is pheasant tail that has been dyed. I've dyed a fairy brown. Now I want the tail to be roughly the length of the body. Take 3 turns then going down the shank of the hook, come in, trim away the excess. Now just on top of that, I'm just going to add in 2 wee strands of, this is the pearl microflash. Now this wee fly here works really well if you fish for Dolligan. If you're one of those boys that likes to fish the nymphs underneath the indicators, just fold it back, come in, trim that away. The rib, you're looking some size 14, the uni mylar in peacock and orange. Now we're going to use the peacock side, just the bottle green, so we'll just get that out of the way, tie this in with the orange side facing myself, a couple of turns. The body, you can use black dubbing. This is just a cock pheasant tail dyed black. Now, I need to get this out of the way here, so that's just going to cause me a problem. So I'm just going to try and slip it in between the vise. Just come right with the turn, pull that into length, and then just work your floss forward. Nice and tight. Then I'm going to counterwind the pheasant the opposite way. Now don't get hung up if you can see the glow bright. That's what I want. I want to be able to see the glow bright. A couple of turns. Just cross your pheasant tail here and a couple of turns onto the hook, just a couple of times to secure this, and I want the glow, you'll start to see the glow bright once this gets wet. Trim away. Now it's also, I think boys have caught some of these brown trout on it as well. Then we're just going to come up with 2 to 3 turns of the mylar. Catch that in. Trim that away. Now, for you guys that are watching the channel, and you'll hear me talking about Dolligan. Dolligan are brown trout. They're Loch Ness trout that run the feeder streams that run into Loch Ness here in Northern Ireland. Now the thorax, this is dyed green. I'll just show you it. See the green dye at the bottom of the herl. I'm just looking 3 strands to create a bit of a thorax. Now, the weakest point here is the tips. Just break those away. After these up to the hook, come around with the turn, spread it into length, and then tighten up. Now, any of these fibres want, just fold them back. You'll knock these wee nymphs up in no time, guys. Now, I'm just going to work up. Then I'm going to come back down, a couple of turns and back up, tight in behind the bead. Same again, a couple of turns, a turn across onto the herl, and a couple of turns onto the hook. And then come in and we can trim that away. Now you can see at this point, you can just tie off, and that fly is a great wee pattern, but 10 the odd legs on them. And this is just English partridge that has been dyed a burnt orange. Now just take away all the rubbish from the bottom. Now, just bring enough out to give yourself like a wee set of legs. It doesn't have to be perfect, just break away the tip. Now, you're just taking the tip out to give you a V. Best thing to do here is the way I do it, sorry, is I just offer down, down the back of the bead. The wee fibre here doesn't want to behave itself. And then just come in and hold it. Come around with a couple of turns, just to see what way I'm sitting. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, you're just giving an impression of legs. And then just holding the English partridge, just tighten up. I'm going to fold this back, get a couple of turns in front, come in and trim away the waist, and then just build up. Now you want a bit of a collar on the back of this, just catch these few fibres in. Yet again, that's why you're using the glow bright floss, if you decide to use it. Couple of turns, whip finish, trim away the glow bright. Now, that's the wee fly there. Now, first thing I do, right round the bead on the glow bright, super glue. Right the whole way right round. Let that dry, and then same again with the bead and the floss at the back, a couple of coats of varnish. But that's the wee fly, guys, and that's worked well for boys for on the dolligan, for the dolligan. It's just dead simple, there's nothing to these, and you can tie them in many different colours. Tie them with a purple dubbing. Just show you it here at the collar. Same fly, only purple, with the collar with dubbing, no legs. That's Spectrum, ice dub. Works well as well, but black, nice, anything with a black body would be my view. So, many thanks for watching. Hopefully you got something from that, guys, and all being well, see you on the next one.